What's up, Facebook family? This is your boy Anthony Poindexter Ferris. I'm in here listening at the CD of Deacon Leon Scott. We had his homegoing service today, and I'm just reminiscing. I had the opportunity to work with him on his CD probably about 8 or 9 years ago, and I was just reflecting, and I really got to know him in a more intimate way when we started working on this project. You know, when you spend a lot of time with people, then you kind of get to really know him, and you see sides of him, sides of a person that you don't normally see in church. And he was always pleasant, don't get me wrong, but to me, he was always like a no-nonsense, straight ahead, living for the Lord kind of gentleman, and you kind of adjusted your conduct when you was around him. At least I did. But after I got to know him, I found out that he had a humorous side to him, and it just was a blessing because he would talk to me and he'd share things about, he was an older man talking to a younger man about life, about family, about finances, and we talk about everything. And so one of the funny stories that he told me, I wanted to share this with you, for those of you who don't know what kind of a sense of humor that he has. We was talking about selling insurance, and I used to try to sell insurance back in the day, door to door, and it didn't work out too good for me. And so I told him my story, and then he said, well, I got one for you, and it was a true story. And so he told me about this time that this lady had called him, she made an appointment to see him about some insurance. So he went by and saw the lady. She lived in an apartment, and she lived on the second floor. And so after about 15, 20 minutes, he running down the policies and showing her the benefits, and you need this and this option and that option. And he was just getting ready to close the deal, and she was excited. And she said, okay, well, my husband will be home in a few minutes, and he's going to look up. He's the one that told me to call you, and he'll just look over the policy, and then we'll sign off on it. So Brother Leon, he was excited, getting ready to make a sale. It's about 2 or 3 minutes, then her husband came home, and Brother Scott said he said, man, this guy was a big fella, but he was real pleasant when he came in. Hey man, how you doing? And she said, Bob, this is Leon Scott. He said, hey man, good to meet you. Good to meet you. Look here, let me run in here and grab a quick shower, and then I'll come out. And I'll sign off on the policy. I'll look it over and I'll sign it off, man. And so he went in the room. So Brother Leon said after about a minute or so, he said, the man said, hey baby, come here. Come here for a minute. And so he said she went in the room, and all of a sudden, about 10 seconds into the room, bam, boom, bap, boom, bap, bam, bam. Did I tell you about having folk over in the house when I ain't home? Bam, boom, bap, bap, bap. And any of y'all know Deacon Scott, y'all know he can make those funny expressions. I think Glenn Scott has the funniest expressions that remind me of his dad. And the faces that he was making when he was explaining what happened. And Brother Scott told me, he said, man, I heard all that commotion. He said, I took off and ran straight through the door. And what was funny about it, he said, I ran straight through the door. He said, and I forgot that I was on the second floor. And Brother Leon, the way he showed me how his legs was running, and he said, I brought new meaning to the term, hit the ground running. He ran straight through, off the front porch and on the balcony, and he took off running. And we laughed. I laughed until I was about to throw up. I laughed so hard because it was a funny story, and then the facial expressions that he was making when he told it. And so I asked him, I said, well, Brother Scott, you didn't go back and help the lady? And he said, no, I didn't go back and help the lady. He said, that lady knew her husband was crazy. She knew he was crazy. So there was nothing I could do for her. And it was just a good thing that he happened to have his keys in his pocket when he ran up out of there. And he said he left his briefcase, the papers and everything. He said he never, and shortly after that, he started getting into another line of work. But I wish I could have, when he told me that story, I'm like, I'm the only person probably on earth right now hearing this particular story right now. And I'll never forget it. That's about the funniest story I ever heard. But I just thought I wanted to share that, trying to lighten the mood for myself. It's always a loss to us, but the word says that precious in the sight of the Lord is the death of one of his saints. So we know that and then when I hear the CD, all his songs, just you know where he's at right now. But I just thought I wanted to share that, and I hope it's a blessing to you. as we celebrate the life of Leon Scott. God bless.